What's going on, guys? We're back with another video. Today's video is going to be my thoughts on the Modern Warfare 3 air quotes beta. I'm going to explain my perspective on the beta and explain whether I believe that whether it's worth your money to buy it or whether you should wait to probably around Christmas or maybe even Black Friday to get it at a discount. So my first point that I want to get into is the price. The price for COD being at $70 right now for a game that, in my opinion, is a DLC. I know that's the consensus for most of the Call of Duty community. You could probably see it on Twitter. You'll see it in the comment sections for videos. You might even see people agree in the comment section of this video. So I believe that it should not be $70. I feel as though the game should be half the price because Modern Warfare 2 through its entirety always felt like a game that just was not finished. The entire time we was playing it, it felt like we were playing it and being test subjects to see what worked, what didn't, what we would like, what we won't like. We were basically test subjects testing the game out the entire time. What Modern Warfare 3 feels like, it feels as though that the game is what we thought Modern Warfare 2 would be. Modern Warfare 2 didn't have any of the maps that we wanted. They tried building their own maps and quite literally only played on about 5 maps because most of the maps were terrible. Weapons, none of the weapons were from Modern Warfare 2. All of them were like custom made type weapons. So everything about the game felt like we were testing it out. So do I believe that it should be $70? No, because I feel as though this game is a DLC. And I think the reason why they made it 70 is because they're about to get bought out by Microsoft. Microsoft is very close to purchasing COD, well, purchasing Activision. And I feel as though they're just trying to milk as much money as they possibly can until the inevitable happen for them being bought out. Modern Warfare 2 maps, they will add nostalgia for people that played Modern Warfare 2. We only had 4 maps from the game. There was, I think it's called like Skit Town. We had Rust, Favela, and High Rise. The maps, they are designed well. I just don't like Favela because I never like maps that scale vertically. I always like maps that go horizontally, like we go 3 lanes. We don't really have to look up, because one of the problems playing on Favela was the annoyance of people sitting on the roofs all the time. But I mean, that's just how the map is. I didn't really play back then, so I don't know if that's how people were playing then, but I'm just not going to play on the map. The maps, they are solid. It's nothing new. They're playing off of nostalgia. So you can't just sit there and release maps that people already know about and like, and then charge us full price for these maps and then expect to like, oh man, they did a really good thing about copying and pasting the map, presenting it as new just because they updated the graphics of it. So I'll put that in a mid because it's not a bad thing, because their maps sucked over the last few years, but it's also not a good thing because we're showing them that we'll pay to get recycled maps, so they don't really have to do much of anything. Next is more so the gameplay. The gameplay is kind of hard to say because at its core it was more fun. I would say it was more fun than Modern Warfare 2 gameplay. There's not that much visible recoil in the game, so like your gun, when you shoot, it's not jumping all over the place, and well, it doesn't look like it's jumping all over the place and you can't control it. So it's very easy to see what you're shooting at and know where you're shooting at. So I compare that more to Black Ops 4 because I didn't play Cold War like that. I wasn't a big fan of Cold War. I compare it more to Black Ops 4 because the 150 health, how the guns feel, it feels like that game just without specialists, because there's not that much visible recoil. You can really beam with any gun and use any gun in the game. Now that's not to say that there aren't guns that are extremely overpowered, like the ACR. The ACR is just extremely broken, and then also the Striker is also extremely broken. Those were literally the only 2 guns that was being ran through the entirety of the beta. Snipers, if you like to snipe, they're going to be fun because they're very usable and they have like bigger clips. Like one of the snipers from the beta had a 25 round mag on the sniper. The other one I think had a 15. So they have some really big clips for people that don't hit that consistently. Also, they were bolt action, so they do more damage, but because of the 150 health, you have to hit in the chest up. Like, if you're not hitting in the chest up, you're most likely going to get a hit marker. Shotguns are shotguns. We all know what shotguns do. You get up close, you just get disintegrated. I mean, there's nothing to say about those guns. They're shotguns. Pistols seem viable as well. All the guns in the game seem viable as long as you do not run into the striker or the ACR. I don't know if they're going to nerf those guns. I'm hoping they do, so there's more of a variety of weapons that will be used in the game, but we just gotta wait and see. One of the biggest things about the game that was really bad was the spawns. I can't speak too much on S&D because I only played 2 games of S&D, so I can't really speak on that. That's not my expertise. I'm more of a respawn player. Playing any respawn based game mode was a headache. My playstyle is more so flanking and getting into your spawn, but I could spend time running from one side of the map to the other side of the map, and then they would keep flipping spawns because the spawns in the game are extremely soft. They do not allow you to spawn trap people. They protect people from a spawn trap extremely hard, especially in like domination. I could understand kill confirm and TDM and all those other game modes, but in a game mode like domination, push past the B point flag, it's just gonna fuck up the spawns completely. You cannot cross halfway. If you cross 50% of the map, they will start spawning them next to B flag. They will even spawn some of the players over behind you at your C flag that you have captured. Nobody on their team will end up spawning actually at their flag, like somewhere around their flag that they should spawn at. They will try to limit how much a person can die from off spawn. In terms of game modes such as TDM and kill confirm, they somewhat deal with the same thing, but they don't really have set spawns for that because it's not really objective based mode. It's more like you kill this person, that's really it. But the revenge spawns in that game mode, in those 2 game modes, are ridiculous. I don't understand why I can kill somebody. You can kill somebody, turn around, and about to run to the other side of the map because you're expecting them to spawn on the other side of the map, and they'll spawn 1 or 2 people right where you just killed somebody as soon as you turn around or as soon as you start reloading. The game knows that you're doing an action, so you cannot protect yourself. They will spawn people behind you to kill you just because you killed their teammate. It's dumb. I don't understand why the spawns are like that. I quite literally spawned in, killed somebody. Then after I killed him, his teammate would spawn in behind me as I'm leaving the spawn and kill me, and then I would watch on the kill cam as his teammate spawns in beside him. The spawns in the game are ridiculous. They really just don't make any sense. That's probably the biggest thing about the game that makes it so annoying to play. You can't really predict whether and where someone's going to spawn at, if you're safe going to this spot, if you're not safe playing this way. So it really incentivizes people just sitting in the middle of the map. That's one of the reasons why I hated Favela, because of how the spawns work. It incentivizes people to sit on Favela, sit in the middle of the map, sort of like how you play on Rust, where people will go up to the top tower in the middle and just shoot at every spawn. It will incentivize people playing like that on Favela in the middle map, in the middle building, and just sit up there and jump from right roof, left roof, middle roof, and just shoot at the spawns, because there's no real point in moving because the people are going to spawn right on top of you. So that's another thing that I have to really say is not good about it. The spawns are very bad. Now I want to talk about the perk system. The perk system is quite literally the same from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 2019. The vests are stupid in my opinion, because you have the lightweight vest, but then you also have lightweight boots. So there's no point in running lightweight vests with lightweight boots because they end up canceling each other out. They do the exact same thing, and it even tells you when running them. They have leaked that there's going to be more vests, but based off of how the game is already set up, the only 2 viable ones is the one that forces you to run overkill, which is Gunner. I believe that's what it's called. Gunner forces you to run overkill. You can't stop it whether you want to or not. I just wanted Gunner just due to the fact that I wasn't going to run Dead Silence just to play around, which in that game you need Dead Silence. Like there's no choice, you have to run Dead Silence. But I was gonna run lightweight. I was gonna run lightweight until I realized I needed dead silence, but I wanted to reload faster because there is no attachments in the game for you to be able to reload your weapon faster. The closest attachment you can get to reload your weapon faster is by quite literally turning your gun from a 30 round mag to a 20 round mag. That is the only way you can technically make your gun reload faster, and it still won't even reload that fast. So you will be forced to run the gunner perk, but because you run gunner perk, so you'll be able to reload faster, but then you're forced to run overkill. You cannot not run overkill with the gunner chest piece. I feel like the overkill one should be its own thing. I don't think that you should be forced to run overkill just to be able to reload your gun faster. It's very dumb. The other two is basically you get that one perk that every 30 seconds you get your tacticals back, and it gives you 2 tacticals. So instead of having 1 flashbang, you get 2 flashbangs, and every 30 seconds you get your flashbangs back. Then the other one is engineer. I believe that was the vest called, what the vest was called, the engineer vest. What the engineer vest does is what engineer does every year. You could just see other people's streaks. You can see the other team's streaks, and you can see their like claymores, bouncing betties, if they put that in the game. You can see those through walls. That's literally what it does. That's nothing more, nothing less. That is just engineer. So those were the vests. Obviously, from me explaining it, you can see why those two are the best vests in the game, because they're the one that actually really impact gameplay. The perk system, I think they're still following the whole system of building multiplayer for the Warzone experience. That's what I really think they're doing, because that's the only reason I could put in my head why the vests force you to run overkill and sleight of hand at the same time. It's more so for Warzone, it's not for multiplayer. So they're still following that path of they're building everything in preparation of Warzone, which I don't understand why they don't just make one perk system for multiplayer. Give us the perk system from Cold War, where you could sit there and run as many perks as you want. You could take off your tacticals, your lethals, and your secondary, so you could run more perks if you want to. And if you don't want to do that, then you can sit there and just run your tactical lethals with a secondary. We need that system for multiplayer, and then Warzone has their own system. I don't understand why it's that complicated for them to just split the systems down the middle, make one work for one work for the other. You could literally just make it 2 separate games. Here's my final thoughts on the game. Do I believe that the game is worth the $70 that's listed for? No. If you're not a person that is wanting to make content on YouTube for the game, I would say wait for the game to go on sale. Overall, the game is okay. If you're only playing this game for Warzone, they quite literally said that everything from Modern Warfare 2 is going to transfer over to Warzone. So if you haven't spent money on the game and you only care about Warzone and you don't really care about the multiplayer experience, because they also said the multiplayer weapons are going to transfer over to the new game as well. So I would say if you have Modern Warfare 2 right now, just level up all your guns in that game. Continue, if you haven't finished leveling up this gun, that gun, getting these camos, doing this and doing that, I would say focus on the game. Focus on Modern Warfare 2 right now. Wait for Modern Warfare 3 to go on sale. Pick up the game then. Warzone will be free. You could also level up your guns in Warzone, because I believe they're bringing back plunder, so you could just go into plunder and do the contract method and level up your guns, or just kill people in plunder and level up your guns that way. I feel like you need Modern Warfare 3 as it released. No. If I have to say anything, I would say save your money. It's smarter to save your money, wait for it to go on sale, unless you plan on having content, like dropping content on the game. I've already pre-ordered the game because I'm planning on making content on the game, but do I believe that people should waste their money on the game? No. $70 to $100 is actually outrageous. It's not even a new game, it's literally just a DLC. So that's my thoughts on it. Hope I could save a couple of people some money. Hopefully I explained my thoughts on this well enough. It's my first time sitting down and explaining a video in this format, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys. I'm out. Peace.